What up, though? Welcome to another hot episode of the POPcast. My name is Miss Cosmo, as I am every week. And of course, I am rolling with my main man, Moochie, for one, baby. What's good?
What's good? Beautiful people, welcome back. We missed y'all. Hope you've been enjoying the Pop Radio POPcast shuffle that we're doing for you guys, of course. But yeah, another week to speak about what's hot and what's happening.
And to help us talk about what's hot and what's happening today, we do have, what do I call you, an entrepreneur, promoter, sometimes a DJ, sometimes a nice guy, sometimes
event specialist, event consulting, all in one rounder, just events.
There you go. So events all rounder. Scott is in the building with us today. What it is?
Shout out for having me, guys. Shout out for having me.
Yeah. Are you good?
Good. Always can be. Just came back from the weekend, Skatele, but we are moving.
We got to keep on moving indeed. And today we are shooting out at Magubinjalo in Soweto. Of course, if you do come through to the south, you know it's always booming out here, especially on a Sunday, especially on a Monday. There's something about a Monday here that it just feels like maybe there's something in the air. And I don't get it because it's 4 a.m. and it's a Monday. Why are you not going home? At 4 a.m. on a Monday?
I gotta respect it. I don't know when in the country we started rocking 7 days, but here we are. There's no time for sleep out here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think everybody went through it now. There's a time when we were locked down. Everyone says we're going harder now.
Yes. We're gonna show you that we'll survive this lockdown and sibangenile. But big ups to the venue, Magubinjalo. As I mentioned, it rocks every single weekend. And man, they've just opened now. They're doing Shisanyama as well, which they weren't doing initially. So it's a new vibe that they are offering to patrons who come through and have a bite. They do also have a sister shop that they have opened in Orlando West called Jam's Corner, which hopefully we'll be able to get a plate from. Or I don't know if they've got Uber Eats, but KG, try yourself out, my brother. Do the right thing. All right, so we're going to get into what was hot and happening this past week. And of course, on everybody's tip of their tongues has got to be Waffler, Uncle Waffles, who was killing it out at Coachella this past weekend. A big shout out to her team, to her management, to her, just for taking it to the top. I think Coachella is one of those venues and one of those events that everybody wants to kind of see themselves either attending, but of course being on one of those stages. So Scott, as somebody who works with artists, like, what does that mean for South African entertainment industry taking somebody like Waffles to the States?
I think it's massive. I won't lie. Like she's a rock star, and her team is pulling out all the stops for that. It's just something that's inspiring everyone to get to that level. Obviously, we all can't be our Uncle Waffles.
Yeah,
we have to have our own identities at some point. But it's just inspiring for people that are coming up. So, which is great, and she did it in such a short space of time.
Yeah,
like.
Her team is pushing, man. Her team is doing wondrous things. And what I like about them as well is that they're not even sitting back and saying they're waiting to, earn their stripes or maybe, take their time. They're like, the time is now. We're hitting it now before anything else happens. And, sometimes that's the kind of mentality you need to have. Not sitting back and waiting maybe 10, 15 years before you think you deserve to be on a stage like that. So shout outs.
Absolutely, man. It is very inspiring to see what she's doing. And like we always bigger up on the show. And I always say exactly what you guys, what you just said now, Guti. You're hot right now. Your star is bursting and rising right now. So you got to meet it there and take absolutely full advantage. Because you know how this game works sometimes. You're hot today and then you think you'll be exactly that way the entire time. You got to take advantage so that you're a mainstay. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just go up and then go down. You want to reach a high level and then operate from that level for forever as an internationally renowned DJ. So her and her team, like I said, they're not catching any sleeps, they're not missing any beats. They're full force ahead. And I did see some clips of her performing in Coachella. So the outfits, the entire thing that they put together, and all looked very, very dope, man.
Yeah, so with the dances as well. I think she's possibly the third South African artist to perform at Coachella. First female. So she's obviously doing big things. I'm also just sitting back and I'm side-eyeing hip-hop. Nigu people too. Come on now.
You guys need to get in the studio again. Like every day, just like piano. Those guys don't sleep.
Yo, those guys go from the club straight to the studio. No, but balala nini?
Abalali. As long as gune beverage and hubbly and beats there, you're nice for the whole night. Even sleep on the couches. They wake up, produce another beat. So
keep on rocking 24/7. They're
I
just
think what you
churning out
said,
the music.
I think what you said, good, we all can be Waffles, is very important to take.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That don't try and be her,
Yeah.
but rather look at their work ethic, look at how
Yes.
seriously they take themselves and say, how can I replicate also and take advantage of all my opportunities to that extent.
Is that a jab at like female DJs or what?
No, I'm just saying.
I'm
if that's,
just asking.
No,
I'm
it's
just
definitely not a
asking.
jab. I'm saying exactly what he's saying. We're not all Uncle Waffles. So there's no reason trying to be her or as if you're trying to replicate her. I'm saying we must take inspiration from people that were saying, oh, look how what somebody else is doing. That's dope. Now I know that it's possible, whatever it is that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about your own life in that way, regardless whether you're a DJ, an artist, or promoter, then we can say, oh, there's people out there inspiring us to dream big.
Yeah.
Not to say, now tomorrow I must go and be Uncle Waffles. Like that's the wrong thing to think about.
But I think that's why I'm asking you to clarify, because sometimes that'll end up looking like the formula.
of course. No.
Where people say, okay, she was dancing, okay, she was on stage, everybody
absolutely
was
not.
giving her love. Now I must also dance on stage. Now I must also play like this. Now I must also 1, 2, 3. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm worried about. That's why I was asking you to maybe just clarify
No,
a little
absolutely
bit.
not. It's definitely not go and do exactly what she's doing and hope for the same results, because that's a terrible idea.
You won't last.
But she did. She worked again on her and her team.
Yeah.
Came to an agreement of whatever that they were trying to push. You know what I'm saying? The image, the performance, and they came up with their own flavor. So that's what people should be inspired to do, to follow exactly what it is that they feel right in their heart. Because I'm guessing, for example, again, she's a DJ. You can imagine that at some point she was probably thinking, man, will people take kindly to myself, like dancing behind, leaving the decks to do things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a bit of, it's not what we're used to seeing DJ do. So it is stepping out of a comfort zone and just doing something that you like and seeing how it works for you. So that's what the inspiration we should be drawing from. Not go and do what Waffles is doing, but rather do exactly what you feel is right for you at the very highest level that you can take it to.
So that also kind of brings me to another chat that kind of, snuck in a little bit, especially on social media, on Twitter. There was a guy who posted a video of himself on TikTok, basically, putting together a beat, and then he was singing, and, this is kind of looking like, okay, this is the formula. If you're on TikTok and you're trending, you're taking it all the way to the top. And I don't know if this is now watering down or saturating the genre, or whether it's creating, people who think they can also just be fly-by-nights, or whether there's any musicality that's kind of left in music, not necessarily just Amapiano, because this can happen in any genre, where everybody just feels like, okay, if I trend on TikTok, I can take it to the top.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what's happening these days. It's just like TikTok is the main formula for everyone to trend.
Yeah.
But is it working? Because sometimes a song can sound good for those 5 seconds on TikTok, but then when you make the rest of the song and you're just like, but...
That's why you only trend for like 5 minutes. And then the next big thing comes along now, because, you're over and done with. Your flame is done.
Hey.
So TikTok is risky because, there's a lot of people there now.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and standing out is a gift and a curse in certain things. Because maybe, let's say you're just playing around, making music, and then suddenly it's like you gotta really do it. For some people who are really about it, they can find fame and a path into the industry, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you really are knocking and trying at home, and then you get your chance because TikTok has helped you blow up. But then, of course, you have to do the real work anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it is great that you've trended on TikTok, but unfortunately that's not the end all and be all of being an artist. You have to get in studio, you have to record, you have to perform, you have to tour. There's so much more that comes with it. So if you have the full package, the game will expose you. If you're coming in there trying to, just popularity, the game and the thing is, music industry loves that, because labels are ready to make money and drain everything from an artist over a 1 year period, and be like, if we're in a TikTok period now, we can do this every 6 months. Just find somebody who's hot, maximize their money, and then discard them, and then find the next one. So labels and people who are able to make money off you will always be ready to pounce on the next hot thing, because they don't mind. But you have to think about your own career and say, how am I going to be here for the long run? Do I also just want to come make money for 6 months, and the next thing, I don't exist anymore? So if you're not serious about it and you're playing around, I guess the game will just expose you.
And then it's awkward now when you have to let it go and you have to become an Uber driver. So please,
And it's a real thing, this thing. It's a real thing, you know what I'm saying? You can literally make it all. You can literally make it all and then lose it all.
in 6 months.
I'm just saying, Shem, one of our production guys who catch lady feelings. There's nothing wrong with being an Uber driver. That's your hustle. You're making money sharp. Yeah. I'm saying once you've risen to fame, at some point you're also going to want to elevate to the next level. You want to do more. You want to rise a little bit more. So if you are only going to last that 6 months, there's something tricky that's happening there. You need to sit back and strategize about your brand, and not then sit back and I didn't make it. Let me just kind of fall back into something else that seems like an easier viable thing. And I get it. It's hustle. It's money. But it's when people look at you in the spotlight, they want to see you in the spotlight for a long time.
Forever.
They don't want to see you for 5 minutes.
Absolutely. And it's if it's happening like right now, for example, I guess the genre that's most under attack in terms of popularity is Amapiano. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in there that are musicians, and then there's a lot of things that are happening on TikTok every day. It's hard for people to tell who are the artists and who are the people who are here for a second.
The gimmicks.
But if we go back to hip hop, for example, the same thing happened, not just locally, but internationally. You know what I'm saying? Went through a period of like 2000s hip hop, and then Kanye West, Drake, and then all the people that took inspiration from Lil Wayne, that whole mumble rap period. You know what I'm saying? Where it was the sad boy music, and it was like the Lil this and the Lil that, and a lot of them aren't around anymore. We don't hear from them. You know what I'm saying? From all those people, 1 in 100 has made it and still exists as an artist right now. But a lot of those guys that flooded the market at that time, or doing the popular thing in those in hip hop, they all faded away because they're not serious about it. Yeah. So the guys who are serious and they're actual musicians, they'll rise to the top and they'll be like, okay, so this guy is not fucking around with music. You know what I'm saying? For example, Lil Wayne was told the same thing. This guy, I don't think he's serious, he's mumbling. And then he's like, no, give me a chance. I swear to God, I'm here to really actually do this. And then he actually did it. And everybody else who was watching him behind, who was just like trying to gain popularity, a lot of those people faded away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also don't follow the formula, because, I don't know, the scissor didn't really work for other people. It only works for Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, yeah.
I beg of you. And
it's a real thing. When you're copying your lifestyle, it's when you copy nonsense. You know, when you're a kid, your parents tell you, if your friend Scott jumps over the cliff, are you going to
do the same thing?
Now all of you guys are lying. Now all of you guys are lying on the grass. You guys are all sleeping during the day. And Savugi. There's something about that scissor that just doesn't make sense to me, because
that phase was very hectic. I won't lie.
Even locally here in South Africa, it wasn't just a hip hop thing.
Yeah.
Like I tried it once. Angla Lisa. 4 or 5 hours. It was New Year's.
Yes.
We drank it on the 31st. Man, let's try this thing. Coke, what?
Because it's cheap also.
It's cheap.
Yeah. Yes.
Cheap to maintain, 30 rand. You get your what. Woke up the next day after 5 hours. I was like, nah.
You see?
This thing is not the one.
Now a whole day has gone past. You've missed the party now. You didn't even count down to New Year's.
We're supposed to cry.
When
because we're all tired.
No.
It was the strangest thing. And because they used to sell even Benylin with codeine, like over the counter, you didn't need a prescription for it.
Yes.
And you could buy it at any pharmacy. And then there was an actual surge in this country where it was a problem. Yes. People were going to buy it. And they take your name down. Yeah. Then they tell you, then they started, oh no, you can only buy it once every 30 days. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember when I first got ill and the doctor asked me, which one do you want? You know what I'm saying? I was like, give me the one with codeine, because now I want to see what's going on here. You know what I mean? And then I got it. And then when they give you all these instructions, you can only buy it once every 30 days. And then my medical aid even sends me like a message to say, like, the flag this thing. When I went back to get a refill, now there are posters. It happened so much in this country that certain like ShopRite pharmacies, certain Clicks pharmacies were like, we don't sell it anymore.
Really?
Or you need now the ones that they even hid it from the counter, because you could just see it there. It was Benylin, the normal one, and then Benylin with codeine. It became a pandemic in this country.
I remember there was even one person. Okay, I won't name his name, but I remember it was a tricky time, because everybody knows when you're gonna buy something over the counter, you go into a normal shop, and normal shops have normal trading hours. The latest pharmacy that I know will probably close maybe at 9 o'clock. That's the least. That's the latest they'll go. There's this one guy who said to me, "No, there's a 24-hour pharmacy. I know exactly where to find it." Which means go 2 weeks in, now we have Vuga Uti. Oh, I need my refill. How are you finding a 24-hour pharmacy? Mongakuli.
And is that even legal?
I mean, it's legal if you have got the license to do it. And and the 24-hour pharmacy that they were talking about was in a hospital, which made sense because it's in a hospital. But my thing is, why do you know that?
Are you showing up to buy cough mixture at 3 a.m.?
I mean,
My brother. My brother. That's when you know you have problems.
you just pass the garage, uti Fanta, 24 hour, and then you're set for the night. No food, no nothing. You guys are just wasting away. Please don't follow these trends. If you want to be an artist, follow the music. Follow the music pattern, not the other things, the peripheral things that are happening in and out of the music industry. Please.
You don't have to take drugs because you're like my favorite rapper takes drugs. Maybe this is the path. It's not. And when you quit drugs, now you're there by yourself.
We won.
and that specific person also kind of messed with their career a little bit. So
Yeah.
you know, then
It's
you wonder why they didn't take it all the way to the top. All right, so we do also have a very sad thing that's actually happening out in Durban. Wish on Florida apparently is closing its doors, and it's been a tricky time for them, especially after the shooting of AKA as well as Teebs right outside of the restaurant. But I find it so like, I don't know. This is a weird conversation for me to have because I'm sad for the guys because I know them personally. So obviously, and I think the food is amazing. This is like no cap. I'm not even, promoting for money or whatever. If you had gone to Wish on Florida, you understand that the vibe was good. The restaurant was beautiful. They had a DJ box. The menu was amazing. So for them to be closing because business is slowing down because of such a tragic accident that they didn't plan on, is very sad for entrepreneurs. But it also got me thinking that there's been many instances or incidents that have happened in and around South African Johannesburg restaurants, but they are still rocking and they are still open. Our brother there, Oscar Pistorius, pulling out cans in the middle of Atasha's, but it's still booming. There were people who have been killed outside of restaurants in South Africa, and their restaurants are still booming. So why is it that a black restaurant is now being forced to close their doors, but other incidents haven't really, caused for them to kind of close their doors?
Yeah, it's very tricky as well because I saw that and I saw the statement, and the statement did highlight the fact that I think though, business was already a little bit shaky, and then just it went pretty much quiet after the tragedy that happened outside, and they're like, you know what? Ever since then, we haven't been able to shake that image off or to rebrand. We haven't had any time to do that, but also we don't have the time because the business is sinking and we're in the red, so we have to close. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess they don't have the time to wait. Let's see in 6 months if people would have maybe not, I won't say getting over it, but if people would be giving us a chance to operate as a business again, or let's see after 12 months because the business needs money every month. You know what I'm saying? So I guess they found themselves in a very tricky position where they were like, we just don't have the time to sit and wait and find out when we'll be able to recover, which is sad for them. But at the same time, like, what can you do? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Every now and then, there's those things that can happen to your business. It's like if your business catches fire, what can you do? Maybe you don't have insurance. Like when tragedies strike, it really is one of those situations. It could literally just sink your business, and you have to move on. The dudes themselves who own the place, I'm hoping that maybe in time they can open another venue somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? That, I guess, rebranding is going to be one of those things. And that's the only way that they can rock. And even now, that place itself, and you'll see, people at some point, it may be closed for a while as a venue, but at some point, a restaurant is probably going to open there. You know what I'm saying? People of Durban themselves would have moved forward. I think in this country, we're very comfortable with crime. You know what I mean?
What?
No, we are. We're very comfortable with crime. Like, we know it's dangerous outside, but we're going outside. So I don't think people...
But you can't be stuck indoors forever.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When I say we're cool with crime, it's like one of those things that we know what happened to AKA was like what's it called? Was a contract killing. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I don't fear for my life if I go out at Wish. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm there, of course, I'll be like, man, this is where it happened.
This is,
You know what I'm saying? So I understand their brand itself going. Like I'm saying, something else will open there, and then people will be like, it'll be in the back of their minds because lots of crime has happened in that street. It's not the first time people get shot. I've been down there in Durban before during Durban July. And somebody got shot in Florida. But like I said, the next day it was still open. You know what I'm saying? So I think
that's also my issue. Why was it this specific incident that was affecting the business? Because plenty of people have been shot in front of restaurants, and I'm not necessarily mentioning just Florida. I mean, there was one person who got shot in Rosebank.
Yeah.
And then the very next day, doors were open. People were there buying their omelets. So
I think just the immediate bad publicity caught them off guard.
Yeah, the name also. Because people won't forget that it happened at Wish.
Yeah, but then surely there's a way.
Road.
Wouldn't you think that there's a way that they could kind of work around it so that they can still then, prosper, because for them it wasn't even about him, it was about the food and the ambiance and the business. Yeah,
I think it's just tricky, man.
It's done.
how do you rebrand something like that?
You change the name.
You change the name.
The first thing you do, you change the name. Where are you going? We're going to T-Boss's place on Florida. Immediately, people want, so T-Boss used to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, once the time has,
We
like I
forget
said,
quickly.
We forget very quickly. And, I mean, people in Durban themselves will tell you, Uguti, we know how bad the contract killings happen down there. You know what I'm saying? The whole Inkabi thing, everybody's been talking about it since the death of Keenan. But it's one of those things in this country, people are like, no one is coming after me. You know what I'm saying? No, it is. It's if it's a contract killing, you're like, well, people feel that way. You're good. The fight that happened here, people killed each other. You feel like it has nothing to do with me, so no one's gonna kill me.
I'm safe.
You understand? It's the only thing we think about. The only time we think about those things, if they tell you about hijackings, they do hijackings on this side, or in this side, if you walk, it might snatch
Or if
your
you
phone.
drive a specific car.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when in your mind you're conscious about, crime might hit me. But outside of that, you never think that you're gonna wake up and get shot randomly. You think about hijackings, maybe house breakings, but like I said, people compartmentalize. Otherwise, we would never be able to survive.
Yeah.
So no one wants to think about themselves as a victim. So you go outside, like exactly you said, we can't hide inside the house the entire time. So it's terrible. And I guess for them, they just felt like they will never be able to beat the allegations. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just terrible for their business. Obviously, those guys knew Keenan themselves personally. So they took a personal hit as well, like their own friend and somebody that they maybe feel a little bit responsible, not responsible in the death, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, it happened like at our place. Like, what could we have done better to like, so all those thoughts come into your mind. You take things so personally that you decide maybe if we just close shop and maybe try again somewhere else, it might be better for them.
It's so painful for me, because now people who, like I said, we assume that they had nothing to do, obviously, with the situation at hand, and now they're the ones having to suffer, and their business is having to suffer, which is really unfortunate. Because, hey man, I'm hurt for them, because I really enjoyed that venue, and I think it had so much potential to grow, to even franchise if they needed to take it to that level. But hey man, hopefully they can rebrand, they can figure out another way forward. But you're right about South Africa being comfortable with crime, because it also is so painful that we can sit back and just say, it happened, what can we do? And it's like, but where's the justice system? Where are the people who are supposed to be looking after us? I mean, Kibo Thabo Pesta and Nandipa just running amok with our justice system. We don't even know if they're even going to face the law at the stage of the game, because they've gotten away with so much. So clearly, the people in Durban who put out that contract killing on AKA are also going to get away with it, because nobody's doing anything. No one's standing up. No one's fighting. Is this what we now must just accept? That we can go out to groove and anything can happen?
Anything can happen.
Literally.
Those guys are in jail right now.
Yeah.
Did the job.
Is it the right guys?
Probably.
Is it the right guys? The guys we found in Cape Town?
Not those guys. Definitely not those
not
guys.
those
Even the body shots, even everything
Something
didn't
looks
match.
strange there,
It
yeah.
didn't match.
And you're right about, even if they do find the guys, because sometimes they just do, they can find the person who did the killing.
Yeah.
We need
But they'll never
justice.
find the person who issued the contract.
Never.
That's the person that they'll never find. You know what I'm saying? Finding the person with the gun and whatever is one thing.
Sharp.
You know what I'm saying? Or even if somebody confesses, because these guys, they're about that life. It's not like it was a guy who's just like me and then they gave me a gun and said, go kill somebody. No, it's what he does for a living. You know what I'm saying? And if he gets caught, it's like if you get caught, there's no snitching. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? They can go, they have families, there's all these things that you go into prison, we'll take care of everything outside. Others are going to take care of you as well, my brother. Because we're about that life.
Yeah.
So it's a dark and weird road. The justice that we'll get is we get justice from just the shooter, but not the person who actually paid for the shooting. Because that's where the actual beef is.
But now it makes me so scared as an artist and somebody who spends time around artists, and also just thinking about other artists who also have to now fend for their lives, because now not only are they just trying to live their lives and make music, now they have to think about having
safety.
Private security everywhere they go. They have to roll with like 10 million people, and at some point it's like, okay, is there security even allowed in a certain venue with their firearms? But now they're worried about their lives. They don't know if those people are around in
inside,
venues.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So there's so many things that need to now be considered when you're getting into this entertainment industry, and is it worth it?
The invoice is going up now.
You see now, and then you guys
It's
are going to
going-
sit back
now
and
we're
question.
complaining. We're
And
like,
now Scott is saying, "Oh, but my sister."
Last week you showed up 2 men. This week it's 6 people.
Yes, because I need a bodyguard.
Yeah, no.
I can't travel
personal.
alone.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. They'll complain and they'll say, "No, we want to book you in Cape Town, but flights are expensive. Can you fly alone?" I'm a female in South Africa. You want me to go by myself? to a place I don't even know, to a promoter I've never dealt with before. Yes, fine, you're coming with the coins, but not at the expense of my life.
Yeah.
Do you ever find artists that you book, certain ones that require more security than others, who are telling you, yeah, we can come and we can collaborate here, but here's what I need security-wise?
I think at this point, it was hip-hop guys, hey?
Yeah.
But at that time, hip-hop had a lot of politics.
Yeah, it was a time.
Not like piano. Piano, you can rock up 2 men, jump on your
But
set,
they're the
rock
guys
1
now
hour
who
and then leave.
Yeah.
But obviously, I think it's a mistake. Well, if I'm wrong, it's Kabza that changed the whole thing.
Yeah.
You understand? Because Kabza rolls with security.
Yes.
You'll never see them, but you know this is the guy.
Yeah.
You understand? Doesn't have to say bounce at the back, security or what. They're wearing normal clothes.
Yeah.
But you know, Swooty, security, you know.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to make it obvious.
Exactly.
Rolling with a big guy, you know. Okay.
But it's a necessity for him to have his people with him, and any other artist who possibly needs to. I mean, there's obviously conversations around other artists who also possibly had gunshots fired at them. They need to have security. It's gonna come at an extra cost. Are you going to foot the bill, Scott? But that doesn't come from your pocket, right?
Yeah, no, it doesn't come from my pocket. It comes from the venue.
It comes from the invoice.
I'm the negotiator at this point.
Yeah.
I have to negotiate both parties, venue, artist. You understand, and see where we can come.
Yeah, but at some point you also don't even know, like even with AKA's situation, I mean, I'm going back to that, the security guard who also did like an interview, I think he did an interview on a TV show or whatever the case may be. Yeah, about if he was there, certain things and protocols would have been followed. And for me, I'm just like, but to what extent? Because at the end of the day, he's also just a person on a street going for lunch, going for dinner, seeing a friend of his outside, giving him a hug. At what point are you in front of him that you'll cover at every corner?
The unfortunate part is that, you do need security. And I guess people, like I said, these things aren't as random as they look to us. You know what I'm saying? So, like we've heard rumors he was receiving death threats, for example. So when you're running security, you actually do a lot of background. You know what I'm saying? So there's a way of keeping someone relatively safe. But of course, if somebody really wants to take you out and they like dedicate their life to it, at some point they're gonna get you type situation. Unless you can negotiate for the contract killing to be cancelled if you know who you have a beef with. You know what I'm saying? So it's very tricky. But in terms of like keeping someone relatively safe, there is an art to it. We have to give that little respect to it. Otherwise, nobody would need security. You know what I'm saying? So there is a way to keep people safe, and the people who actually are about it know how to pick up bad situations about you, and they know where not to hang around and stuff like that. But it's dangerous for you to do certain things, making it harder for somebody to approach you. You know what I'm saying? Because anyone who wants to hurt you wants to come all the way to hurt you, but then get away with it. So they have to think about those things as well. It's not a sniper. The guy has to come all the way close to you, to kill you, and hope that everybody around you does nothing. You know what I'm saying? So security is important. So we're not gonna downplay it, but at the same time, hey man,
you can't prevent it. Like,
hey man, honestly, if you like you said, if Babatla taller, then it's tough.
Definitely.
If it's your day, it's your day. It's tricky and another thing. But you know what? Just keep it safe. Be friends with everybody. It's about right. It's about right. But somebody who's not in a good space right now with his label, but obviously causing a little bit of an upheaval, is Malome Vector versus Ambitiouz Entertainment.
Take a guess. It's Ambitiouz versus everybody.
I mean, my thing is, okay, I get that artists will complain about, maybe treatment, mali, whatever. I want to understand, what is it about this conversation that always leads back to Ambitiouz? Is it Ambitiouz that's always mistreating artists, or is it artists not understanding what a label is supposed to do?
I think at this stage of the game, definitely at first, when all this Ambitiouz things started, back when the camp was born, the races and the Javas and the MTs.
The MTs, yeah.
And I'm saying that initial cohort that gave Ambitiouz its stature and all those superstars it produced were like, it's unfair, MT, all these guys, hey, what happened? And then it happens again and again. Now it's 10 years later. It's like, okay, now we have to take it pause a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes. And first of all, we know how record labels are. They're trying to maximize on this artist and make as much money as they can off you. Whether you want to admit you understand that or not is another thing. Labels are here to get as much from you as possible, right? Especially the more that the less that you know. You know what I'm saying? So it means it's the more that they must invest, to put you out there, all that. So we know that Ambitiouz has to invest a lot into these artists. By now, all these artists have seen people come and go from Ambitiouz, and they've all complained about similar things. So if you're coming and you're thinking, what is that other guy complaining about? And now you're signing contract. At this stage, you have to say, what is the contract that you signed? What did it say? Even if it says we keep 80%. As soon as you sign there, then tomorrow it's like if they say if there's no room for negotiation, it's tough to constantly blame the label who are saying at some point something is being signed. And if people are agreeing to things, then wanting to come back and change them, if things seem unfair at first or they said there was negotiation, we need a little bit more honesty to some of these things because we never know how they end. It's always something on Twitter and then 3 months later it's quiet.
Do you know
when it's sorted out, those guys never come back to say, "Oh, this is how the things were."
This is how
these things are always tricky for me, especially when it comes to like your question about artists will hear other people fighting with a specific label, but they'll still go and sign with that label. And a part of me also sometimes sits back and thinks, I think these artists also understand the power that this label has to take you to the top because they put the entire machine behind you. You have now garnered this name, you've garnered this fame, you've garnered where everybody is behind you, they're supporting you, and now you're going to sit back and act like you did that on your own.
Yeah.
But we didn't pay attention to you prior to you signing. You've now signed whatever shit deal that you've signed because you've decided to go in, even though you know Guti as Kipilapo. But you've now taken yourself there. Now it's tricky and you want us to have your back. But you were the one who was in there knowing what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
It's tricky. It's like when people tell a girl, don't go date that Sipo guy. He's a cheater. Cheater.
Like,
all he does is cheat. Look at
I want to see.
They can all tell you this guy is going to cheat on you.
I want to see for
And
myself.
then she says, not me.
I'm the special one.
I'm not Palesa, I'm not
I'm the exception.
And I'm saying, hey, now I'm Tovato, and Tovato is different. You know what I'm saying? So then she goes and dates people, and what does people do is say,
Same thing.
The same thing. Small pattern, then clever car, see, never stop changes its stripes. You know what I'm saying? So, and in those moments, you can't tell somebody anything. When they're like, nah, he treated you like shit. Me, I got my own thing going on here.
It's gonna be. I'm different.
We're having a nice time. You know what I'm saying? Don't ruin our nice time. He didn't take you to Durban. He takes me to Durban. Forgot about it.
Maybe he had more money with me than he had with you.
And that's always the case, isn't
Maybe
it?
he was broke when he was dating you.
I guess you're constantly growing in life, so chances are every girlfriend along the way is only gonna have a better time, assuming that you're doing better and better in life. You know what I'm saying? So 6 girlfriends ago, maybe a different case. But if they're saying, "Hold on, no, this person is gonna auto change her," you know what I'm saying? He's definitely gonna start cheating on you, and she's like, "Never me." And then what happens in those situations? The exact same thing that everybody has been warning against. So sometimes it's hard. Like we always say, this ambitious thing, and what you mentioned is very important. Ms. Cosmogody. I think people go into this situation with a little bit more eyes actually more wide open than they'd like to admit. You know what I'm saying? And their plan is to maximize their popularity, cry and then leave and then say, but now I'm at the top. So I'll be able to maintain this stature. You know what I'm saying? Even if I leave with one album and they keep it or whatever.
They keep everything,
But you know what? Now the country knows me. I've been marketed on all these provinces. I can use that as a springboard. I believe deep down inside that
I can get my own gigs now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I don't want to get paid a salary.
Yeah.
I'm dancing 7 gigs a weekend, but I'm only getting paid for 2 of them. I want to calculate this money. Something snacks is going on. I think it's one of those situations. I'm going to go here, use it as a springboard, and then later. Because at some point, we have to say, who's even going to claim ignorance?
Yeah.
For how long?
Hey, it's tricky, this thing. But guys, please just, I don't know. There's TikTok now. Maybe you don't need the label. Maybe you don't need the label.
You don't need the label now.
The problem is money. That's the problem. Our people are suffering and our people are hungry.
Hey.
So the thing that they want is money. So as soon as you promise somebody when you found in the mud, is I'm going to clean you up. I'm going to put you in a house. I'm going to, pay for your mom to have a comfortable life. When you give somebody all these things, it's hard to say no. And you're saying all I must do is cool. You know what I'm saying?
In a month, they give you a house, car, everything, allowance, clothing. They get you looking nice.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think it's because of desperation also, when you know that you've been doing something for long.
Yeah.
And then it's not popping off. And then you get that label that says, hey, dude, we see you.
Yeah.
Let's make you a star right now.
Eish.
Now I'm wearing Gucci.
Absolutely.
It's
tricky to say no to.
Stop buying Gucci.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, I need a diamond walk. I need I-40.
Forget about it. They're diamond walk right now as we talk.
Yeah.
Saying I'm gonna swipe this last 100,000.
Yeah.
Another one will come.
There's nothing that pains me more than artists who are dripping with diamond walk. And I'm saying, okay, but do you own a house? Do you own a car?
For Gara
Do you own
honesty.
anything? Is there anything on your will that you're going to say, I'm leaving this for my sister, I'm
cash.
leaving this to
Amen.
what? Besides your wardrobe, because your wardrobe yakho ayingilingani mina. Mawungishiya la, ungishiya nejezi, I can't wear it. It doesn't fit me. I'm not a size 7 shoe. I can't take it. Do you know what I mean? And you can let it diamond walk, please.
People will never live it. Hey man, we know back in the cut, niggas were sleeping on couches wearing wearing Gucci slippers. You know what I'm saying? They were there. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to leave, you have to go and perform or to look alive. I was like, hey, yeah, one day maybe this thing will make sense. But for today, I'm gonna look the part. You know what I mean? So it's just
Fake it till you make it.
And let me tell you something, not everybody makes it. Unfortunately. So you just keep faking it until you've broken it.
Yeah, and then you fake it and you end up at Small Street because diamond work is too expensive. Becomes tricky, and we've seen those ones. We
All I'm
can
saying is
see.
Small Street is selling out.
Aren't they
They're
close
selling
there?
out every week.
Why
Masha
would they
stock out.
close? Why
I
would they
don't know.
close?
Every week,
I
Masha
saw,
stock out.
I saw some
Stock out.
post on Twitter. Uguti, they were raiding all those shops and
They can rate them. They'll be open next week. Don't worry about
They
it.
rate them every 3
Yeah,
months.
I know.
Scott,
Never dies.
Scott, you can't tell me that you haven't hosted events and you look at some people and you're like,
no, I see it every week. No, every week.
I can see a real one, but this one,
Yeah.
Somebody took a picture of some guy at some event and it doesn't say Versace, it says Varashi. You know, the guy Same logo, everything, but it says Varashi.
Varashi.
And you know what? He's wearing that t-shirt.
With pride.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, this is my Varashi. What's the problem here?
Okusala utagiwa, awuboni whether it's real or not. Huh?
Real, you know what? If you're wearing the real stuff, I can be like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. You went and bought the real LV, you put out 50K for a pair of sneakers, sharp. But if you paid 1,000 rand for them, come on, man.
Obvious, you know.
You know what I
You
mean?
know.
Like, come on, man. Just ish.
And you're sitting in general that time. Doesn't make sense. Your outfit doesn't make sense. It's 50K, but
but 50K, that's booming here in the
Yeah.
outfits. Yeah.
Could be chilling nicely, fella, in a clean Adidas, something.
clean, nicely.
No problems.
Exactly. People know where you sit in your comfort. You can still look nice as in an Air Force. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You never want the ladies to come up to you to ask you if you want a table because they look at you, they're like, sorry, brother, yeah.
Yeah,
How
brother
are you?
man
How are
has
you? Instead of calling
money.
you sir, how are you, sir? Would you like a table, sir? No.
Even the bouncers
No,
at the door.
I'm just checking what's going on.
That's how you see. The bouncers say,
And then it's awkward now. And then you guys say girls are gold diggers. But I'm looking at you. and I'm saying, siyapuza la, si right.
Sirat, hlale nawe futhi.
100K la outfit izophuma ivevla. But I phumi inhlobo, zero.
Athi 3 ice tropez abaleke.
And then you go, even that ice trope is expensive. That's the problem. Now you're gonna look at me like I'm the gold digger, but my brother, this is what you're presenting to me. So I'm presenting myself to you and saying, I don't have money, but you look like you have money.
Can I sit with
I'll
you?
take a little drink.
So
Ngomile.
the guys were like, no, let me just see who's playing next. Before I decide if I'm buying this table, who's playing? Like, man, hip hop, and I don't know. I think I'm gonna leave.
Get
Yeah,
you actually get those guys.
yeah,
Actually,
so like the whole evening he wants to know who's playing. My guy, you've listened to every single thing.
it's now 12.
Yeah,
You still haven't bought anything.
Tricky.
that gaslight is warm.
It's tricky, yeah. Like, guys, please stick to your lane. That's all we're basically saying, and figure out exactly what you want, especially if you're going to get into the music industry. While the comedy industry is kind of growing as well, we had the Comics Choice Awards happening this past weekend. Sipo, somebody who's kind of involved a little bit more in the comic space, where do you think the comedy space is kind of standing at the moment? Where's it going?
Nah, I'm happy with the progress that local comedians are making with doing more shows. That's one thing I keep complaining about. I'm like, man, our comedians need to be a lot more busier. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be hard for you to think, I want to catch a comedy show. And then it must immediately come to your mind where I want to go. You know what I'm saying? I can go to this place to catch a nice comedy show. I can go online to see what my favorite comic locally is about. But I see like over the pandemic and now they've become a lot more active, which is dope. We speak about guys like Bo Robbie Collins, for example, who actually won
Comedian of the Year.
At the Comic Choice Awards. Which were hosted by Loiso Gola. So it's great to see he himself, as we speak right now, has a show running which starts on the 17th until like the 24th, 25th of April. And then taking to Cape Town as well. So he's busy. And a lot more guys. Whoever your favorite is, if you go to their pages, you'll find that more often than not, the guys are now a lot more busier and performing a lot more. They're even putting out content online. They're trying to, you know what I'm saying, get the industry back up because we're a country that likes to laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I don't understand, especially from an entertainment perspective, is that we're a country that the jokes are booming on Twitter. Yeah. Twitter, TikTok, every day. It's just the jokes are just being churned out. Even on a serious situation, they'll turn it into comedy one way or another. But it's so difficult for people to take their money out and then say, okay, I'm going to a comedy show or I'm going to a place where there is like a comedy element within a show. And I don't understand what the thinking is behind that. Is it because you think you can't drink there? Or maybe there's no like pretty girls? I don't know.
Yeah, what's your take on, obviously, why can't we have comedy shows every week just like how we have with Groove?
I don't know. Maybe you should tell us because you're the one who's marketing to people. You should know what people actually want. Is it music or is it comedy? Because I would like to at least have a variety of things that I'm going to enjoy when I go out. At some point, yes, if I want to go to a specific venue, then I'll go to that venue because I know what I'm going to get there. If I want to go to the north, I go to the north and I know what I look like at the north. If I want to come to Maguba Njalo, I know what I'm coming to get in Maguba Njalo. I want to have another night where I can go out and say, maybe I want a games night. Maybe I want a comedy night. Maybe I want to go and do karaoke. Why are these things not being advertised or given more energy by promoters as much as just, you know, this one
is on the lineup.
Absolutely. And I think it comes from, I think the comedians are there, but they themselves got to have trouble marketing themselves and pushing their own shows. So I feel like there's a very big gap for promoters in this country who are also doing events to diversify the portfolio a little bit and say what actually is happening in the comedy arena in South Africa. Who's pushing there? Who's the number one guy that you know who's pushing events, even like in the hood? Who's putting a venue like this together and say, why not Tuesday night do we not start with comedy from 6 o'clock until 10 and then put new kids on the stage, keep churning out, because a lot of people will come, a lot of people will try open mics. You know what I'm saying? People buy a young 20 rand ticket at the door to come and give themselves a chance in bigger venues that are usually used for, and then you're saying after that DJ Mamang will be playing from 11 o'clock until, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's a space. The comedians themselves don't know how to market themselves, but maybe if the promoters that actually have a foot in these markets say, maybe if we go and speak to these guys, group them up and say, what can we do together to start making more events this? It'll be, because you know, you have like a David Cow who's been running his Blacks Only comedy for maybe close to 20 years right now. So he's got like a mainstay, but we need many more events exactly like that. Like, thing he used to run at Taboo.
Yes, Ayanda, where you used to have Comedy Wednesdays.
Comedy Wednesdays. Yes. You'd have it like bi-weekly or something. And it started exactly like that. And it had this, it used to fill up. And immediately after that, the party used to start. You know
I remember it had that traction.
You know what I mean? So it was
I think it got stopped by COVID, man.
I think so.
But it was starting to pick up.
And he brought it back for a couple of times. But now I think what he used to do, maybe at least once a month. Now he's trying to figure out how often to bring it back, because I know he's brought it back a couple of times since COVID. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying there's things like that, and that they just need the right support, because what the comedians are gonna do is just say, let me go to this venue and say I want to come and perform, and I'll bring 5 of my friends, and then we'll tweet about it, and then people will come, and then they just don't. You know what I'm saying? So venues that usually pack when it's music and everything will be looking empty when it's comedy nights, because those guys don't know how to market themselves. They know how to perform their thing. So they need to meet with the right promoters. And usually, and because I don't think comedy has the right promoters in itself, then the guys who are doing events, you guys who do whatever from medium scale to large events, can be like, how can we help the comedy? Because the talent is everywhere.
And the thing is, the variety will work, because I know a couple of times when I'd been on like an O ship, one of the main things that they do on that ship, and you're only on the boat for like 3 days. Yes, they've got like a gang lineup of different DJs and artists, and they're performing the whole weekend. But then there is like there's like 2 nights, I think, out of the 1 night or 2 nights out of the entire cruise, where they say, okay, cool, we're all going into the amphitheater right now. There's going to be a comedy show. People enjoy it. They love it. They pack it up. They sit there. They laugh. They talk about the jokes even when they leave, and then they go to the bar and they drink and they continue. It's nice just to kind of switch it up when you're doing something, because people also are going to want to enjoy something a little bit different, and maybe that's something you kind of look into. Because one thing I just know, what kind of gets to me also just as an artist, is that promoters are also very like tunnel vision, where they'll say, okay, this is what's hot right now, so this is what we're doing. Like now, I get it, we're in a piano phase. Now we can't have 10 hours of piano, guys. Please, can we mix it? Can we mix it up? Hip hop nyana, back to 1 hour, it's fine. Even an hour of Grom, an hour of Afrotech is. Can we just mix it up? We can't have piano, because then it ends up sounding like one song for 10 hours. And now I'm saying Katele because I can't even drink anymore because everything sounds the same.
You can't even chill there for 5 hours.
You know,
This is my boy.
Because there's no hip hop.
It's tricky now.
Yeah.
5 hours later, I feel like my head is ringing a little bit. I'm like, woo! Yeah, I'm going to this lock drum is playing right in the top of my kanda here a little bit. Yeah, any songs that you enjoy, you're like, just to make it lower, yeah, it's too loud. Instead of complaining about weird things like that. But I think the way to look at it with these events, right, is or to introduce comedy properly as a mainstay, is to create more lifestyle events around it. You know what I'm saying? So think, how can we make comedy the hero and music the support act? With these guys, I'm saying, and to switch up the venue like that, and because Africans do want a lot more social things. Not everything must be who's going to buy, you know what I'm saying, the 1942 today, you know what I'm saying? There's money to be made that doesn't involve stock out at the bar only, you know what I'm saying? There are other events, there's people wanting to spend their money. That's why people are rushing to, if there's a farmer's market, there's a what, there's money being made at things like that. So if I think about how can we bring a lifestyle event that is creates an environment for people to come and relax and do other things that doesn't make it feel as if I'm at a club today. I've come to groove.
Oh, I'm in the VIP. If I'm not in VIP, then I'm not having a good time. Hey, VIP apora. Ooh, please.
I'm an ego.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's definitely a way to do it, and it just takes somebody starting and collaborating. If those two things come together, because left alone, if a promoter's trying to do it by themselves and you're not talking to the comedians, you're probably going to get the formula wrong. Because you're probably going to think more towards the music. And if the comedians doing it themselves, they don't know where to start besides putting it on their social media. But if the guys come together to sit down and be like, man, what's the lifestyle event we can create? Not a party, a lifestyle event where people feel like they need to buy tickets early. They're going to come and they're going to relax. And the environment from in the afternoon, like be here by 3 o'clock, and people are like, no problem.
And also, I think, sorry to cut you off, I think it's also going to make the tickets much more cheaper. Because the comedy tickets are expensive.
Yeah, well, because there's other things that get involved, especially if you're gonna go to like a blacks only. It's the venue, it's the production, it's the the even just stocking out the bar, it's the staff that you need to pay. So at some point it needs to kind of add up. And if you're willing to pay 1,000 rand to see Tamia, who's been here 5 times, surely you're willing to spend money for your guys who are making you laugh, who are going to come and show you support every week. You know what I mean? So I mean, no shade on the lady, she's coming through, she's going to do her thing. But it means that there is buying power. That's what I'm trying to make a point about here, is that figure out which space you want to see yourself and how you want to spend your money. And as Sipo's saying, maybe it's a gap in the market for promoters. They can think about it and figure it out. And something for winter, because we can't be outside in the gardens and the picnics anymore. We need something cozy to do for the winter time before September rolls around.
The brand's currently involved with doing comedies. You know what I'm saying? You know them. I think Comedy Choice Awards are sponsored by like Savannah or something. They heavy in and Nando's as well heavy in it. But like they do just that. And if you create the other event, then you already know the guys will go start knocking on saying, this is how we're going to make it a weekly thing. Or at least bi-weekly. To put a proper lifestyle event in. I promise you, hoods everywhere, wherever you go, you make that thing travel. There's money to be made there.
Taking it all the way to the top. All right, taking it to the top right now is our brand new music that we do have for this week. We've got a new song from Malome Vector. Back, featuring 25K Lizwe Yokala. The song is called Yakosta. We've got one here from Stilo Makolite, Youngster CPT, Back to the Cop, and a track from Nana Ata and Tagzin, and it's called Libalele. So we're going to kick it off with Malome Vector 25K with Yakosta. Did you check out the song, Sipo?
Yeah, bumped the track. And the first thing is like Malome Vector sounds like Malome Vector. You know what I'm saying? It's I would say a typical song from him. The 25K feature was the only one. When I saw that, I was like, I want to hear why 25K is going to fit in there. And I mean, he's dope in general, and I like him. But it sounds like he's just there in the
just,
track.
yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like it's part of the track. It just feels like he got put in the track. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like the song doesn't feel like it's being complemented by his feature. You know what I'm saying? It just feels like something that happened randomly.
Random.
So his feature in that song for me feels random. It feels like then doesn't feel natural. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like no. It's nice to hear him.
It's just like beats. They sent him the beat, and they're like, 25K is the hottest thing right now. Send him the beat. Let him rap over it.
Literally, that's probably exactly what happened. They'll probably encourage him, oh man, I think this might be a dope feature. You know what I'm saying? This guy is doing something a little bit different from you. So kita always damping in different markets. You know what I'm saying? The song is mostly in Zulu, so why not? You know, let's mash up and bring these two together. Sounds like an idea that comes from label. You can always tell whether the artists themselves are chilling in studio. Sounds like Lady says, I think that this might work for you. And then he's like, are you sure? And they're like, trust us. And then he trusted them.
Not so sure. All right, so I bumped the track. I also think it's just a typical Malome Vector song. Nothing wrong with it. I think it's cool. I'm not mad at 25K being on the track, if I have to be honest. Obviously, there's a lot of, there's a lot happening in the song that I don't understand because it's very deep Sesotho happening and very deep Spitori happening all at once. But I'm just enjoying the different flows and the energies that are coming through on the song. So, hey man, big ups to Malome Vector. Did you check it out?
Yeah, I heard snippets of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wanted to hear 25K's part. So, I think... But it's okay.
It was the attraction for the day.
Yeah.
All right, checking out Stilo Makolite, youngster CPT, back to the cop. Stilo Makolite obviously just showing love because he goes to Cape Town quite often. And obviously getting youngster CPT on the tune. You can't go to Cape Town and not get the mayor on a song. Yes, and of course, youngster comes through representing Cape Town as he usually does, always mentioning about how he runs the streets, about if you need anything, he's going to make sure that he sorts you out. If you're on one side of the mountain, but there's other things happening on the other side of the mountain, but we don't tell you about it. Just take your pictures for the aesthetics. Don't worry, we've got you. So, hey man, just typical feel-good track. I dig it.
Yeah, I'm glad that when I first heard it, I actually saw the video first. So I was hearing the track and seeing the video all at the same time. And when you listen to it outside, sometimes a song sets a mood. So I feel like the video immediately sets the mood to the track. So I immediately appreciated it. I was like, oh, this is a dope jam. The visuals are complementing the sound and what these guys are both talking about. So I immediately warmed up to the track. I was like, oh, the visuals and everything are communicating, and it gave the song a better life. I think if I'd heard it without the song first, I would have probably given it a few listens before I started speaking about it. But sometimes when you see a video and the song executed at the same time, it gives you a better understanding of what the guys were trying to execute. And for that, it's a nice feel-good Cape Town track, nice link up between the boys. But yeah, I think the track in general sounds dope.
Yeah, I always feel like the video changes everything.
It does.
Video changes the perspective of a song. It always makes you...
low quality videos, low budget videos you can definitely see.
Yes.
So...
and that also changes everything for you, because now it's like, I don't like it anymore because why don't you care about the song? Yeah. But if you put effort into a video, you can see it. You're giving me a visual for me to now see and say, oh, this is what you meant when you did this, when you said this, whatever. So I haven't seen the video as yet. I've only just bumped the track, but I'm excited to see the video because I know how colorful Stilo can be, as well as Youngster as well. They always put their efforts into music, so I'm quite keen for that, especially because Stilo's also pushing his label now, and I see a lot of people are rocking it Water, which I think is really dope because he's bringing in like the fashion element with the music and the aesthetics in Cape Town. So big ups to Stilo for also always thinking outside of the box with the way that he does things. For other artists, please guys, just the music video is important. I beg of you. Please.
And also it's coins, eh?
It is expensive.
I'm
not mad.
That's why they do music videos after 6 months or 8 months after getting their traction, or a year actually.
Yeah, when they won't feel the cash anymore. That's why piano guys don't care. They be like, forget about that thing.
It's not
forget about that.
But you know why I don't get that analogy when it comes to piano artists, and I'm not mad at it because I get it. It's expensive. Music videos are like, sometimes you're just like, why am I spending so much money? However, they boom a lot of their songs on TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah.
They'll release a song on YouTube before they release it on any other platform, and it will get all of the numbers and all of the streams. And it's like, but for just an audio, when you could have put a little bit more effort for you to give me a visual. Sometimes even a visualizer does more better than the music video. And then it's like, okay, but why did you shoot a visualizer when you could have done that for the music video? So sometimes the strategizing for me doesn't necessarily make sense.
Yeah.
An audio file, maybe I get that because you know you're doing big on YouTube. So if you know you're going to do big on YouTube for the song, make an effort for the music video because people want to see that.
You know what else people are doing a lot of now, especially if you look at some like younger hip hop cats and then a lot of piano guys, is that the videos are sponsored a lot. You know what I'm saying? So you see that they're waiting for the brand to come and say, here we go, here's the alcohol brand, bubble gum, whatever it is. There's always some plug there. Then you're like, oh, so this is what you're waiting for. You know what I'm saying? You're waiting for the brand to come and say, we're going to pay for this entire thing. We'll put up a lot of the money for it. And then they release the video. That's why they never mind releasing it 6 months later. If you pay attention to the video, you'll be like, oh, there's the brand. I see what's going on here.
Yeah,
you didn't even you didn't care about doing this. You're like, because I guess the expensive part is it and is part of it. And I don't know what it is. Maybe piano especially, it's like something that lives so much on social media and that's so audio driven that the video is like the last thing on their mind, even though it's like literally another revenue stream because those millions of views literally from YouTube are actually money in your pocket. But in Nangare, to them, it's not like an immediate concern, maybe because money is streaming in so much.
And of all the streaming platforms, YouTube pays the most.
Yes, it does.
So you can put your effort into
TikTok doesn't pay at all.
TikTok pays like 2 cents. YouTube, out of all the platforms, YouTube pays the most. That's why you have all these content creators who are living on YouTube, or you have all these the girls who are doing the makeup things and the vlogs or whatever. As much as yes, they can post like small snippets on TikTok or small snippets on Reels on Instagram, they'll always revert back to YouTube because that's where the coins are at. So just focus a little bit, figure it out. I understand music videos are expensive. Just make sure that when you do it right. You know? Yes, all right, so we do have one more tune for us to check out. Nana Atta and Thugzin with a track called Libalele, Afro Tech tune. Nana Atta was also on that song with us, Zix Bantwini Imali.
Yeah.
So she's definitely kind of growing herself, from a vocal perspective and trying to get herself a little bit more entrenched in the Afro tech side. She does have an EP out. I think it's called Emma Kosini, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm taking the tune. I'm really opening myself up a lot to Afro tech right now. It is more. It leans towards a little bit more deep housey EDM, that type of vibe. I get it, but there's something fresh about Afro tech for me that I'm really enjoying. It's not too hard because Gqom sometimes can come across way too hard. And you're just like,
now you start doing vocals.
Personally, I love it. I'm not gonna act like I don't like. I love Gqom. I'm not gonna act like I don't love it. But sometimes Gqom can be a little bit too harsh, and you just want it to be a little bit softer. And Afro tech for me kind of feeds that little bit softer, but you can still get like musicality out of a song. And I'm getting that from the song as well. Libalele is a beautiful song. Yeah,
the jam. I think I need to bump it a few more times to like fully know when it comes to house music. I gotta zone in. You know what I'm saying, and really get into the track. And judge it on that on its true merits. But the song is sounding dope. You know what I'm thinking. Every time we're speaking about piano, especially, and saying, look, man, most of us are fans, but, you don't want to bump it all the time. I think piano is making us appreciate other genres a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
I can't bump piano in the whip.
You know what I mean?
I can't.
So I think we're discovering
because you're going to get inside.
Exactly. Wherever I'm going, I'm going to hear it. So I listen to something else before I get to where I'm
that's
going.
A strategy. So I guess maybe this is the time for other genres as well, not to feel dejected. You know what I'm saying? Keep putting out new music because people actually are low-key hungry for a little bit of a break.
But I still blame the promoters. 10 hours. Hour.
Promoters are trying to sell out now. People are looking at the list and they're like, "Who are these? Yo, fella, mo." They're not pulling up now.
Come on, give us a chance. Come on. We will rock you for that 1 hour.
You gotta give it balance. You want to see Kabza and Miss Cosmo. Together. Not just about Miss Cosmo. Not just about Kabza. Let's balance. There's different people in the crowd.
Please, come on. The ladies want to twerk, even if you give them an hour.
The ladies, it's paper the whole time.
This country has gone 4 years deep with no twerking.
Come Come on.
Maybe 5 years. 5 years, and we're an untweaked nation.
And the girls are wearing their freaking
Pepper's
dresses.
the new twerk now.
I
for
mean,
piano.
Pepper's
No,
there.
that one is a vibration. That one is not. But the ladies that love hip hop in this country, they are 5 years maybe going just untweaked.
Drought.
It's not right, guys.
Drought.
The ladies want something to twerk
And
to.
don't act like you don't like it when the girls are twerking, because you are also watching when the girls are
When's
twerking.
the last time you went to the party? The ladies are just sitting there, funuk twerk, something.
There's no.
Don't even twerk to. All I do is win.
I mean-
I guess it's time now.
It's so tricky for us in the club. There's no worse concept in the world for me than Machita Mondays, because then it's just guys who are fans of each other, who are just eyeballing each other the whole night. The ladies are nowhere in sight. There's no girls at Machita Mondays.
Machita Monday is a thing.
There's
man.
no yo.
Or they don't show the girls.
Maybe
when
they
they
don't.
snap.
Maybe they don't show the girls.
The
But
boys don't show the girls.
Hey,
You know,
dog, eh?
you know that one.
because the thing is, when you go to a Machita Monday, the tricky part about it is that if you are a girl who goes to a Machita Monday, you end up feeling like prey.
Yeah.
Because you walk in and all the guys just say, oh, somebody's just walked in. Because and they're all just fans of each other with their cell phones. That's why there's no twerking. And people think, no, I've boomed for tonight because the guys were happy. Hey, that's Funuk Jaiva. Please, can you give us a chance? Anyway, make more music for the ladies. Hip hop, come on, guys. Just some twerk music for the summertime. Let's do the right thing. But yeah, man, thank you so much for joining us again for a really hot episode of the POPcast. Big shout outs to our guest for today, Scott
Shout
Villa.
outs.
Where can
Got
people
it too
Thanks for
Hi.
having me.
where can people follow you on social media? What are you working on? What can we look forward to for 2023?
2023, more events. I'm curating my own events now. So
Oh, nice.
I am not being managed by any club or
Okay.
not managing any club. So I do my own events, daytime, brunch on Sundays.
Nice.
I also host. So you can catch me on Twitter, Instagram, Scott_Villa.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay. There you have it, man. And again, a big shout outs to our venue for today, Magube and Jalo. Come through, check them out on the weekend. They're always booming. And of course, like I mentioned, they are offering, a food option as well, which is a Chisanyama vibe. So you can, get your stomach laid before you take it all the way to the top.
For the 1942, just
And the sparkler.
they say when the 1942 finds Mkhodu in the stomach, it's like, what's going on here? What's going on?
Which one is this one?
The verb, when the verb reaches the stomach, it meets Mautwana. Hey, what an adventure this is. What an adventure, but it is what it is, man. Shout out to you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the content.
Otherwise, do the right thing. You'll catch us again here on YouTube. Same time, same place. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Let us know who you want us to interview on Pop Radio, because we will be doing a lot more interviews as well for the winter time. So we're going to make sure that we've got the content on lock. See you next week.
Be nice.